like a full Hershey's bar is what these people were giving out for Halloween. So that was absolutely amazing. That is a stop that you have to make on Halloween night, no matter what. No matter if you're going to get scared by some high schooler, it doesn't matter. You gotta go, right? So... Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Minecraft Solo Series. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting off here in Dr. Finkelstein's laboratory that we worked on in the last episode. And if you missed that one, I highly recommend you going and checking it out because it got a little bit dark around here. We created some torture devices and things like that in Dr. Finkelstein's laboratory, and it's an interesting episode. Let's just say that. I highly recommend you guys going and checking that out. But in today's episode, we're going to be doing a bit of redstone. In the last episode, I was having trouble finding enough pumpkins in order to properly decorate the areas that I need to decorate. So in today's episode, I actually want to make a pumpkin farm. Now, I used to have a pumpkin farm here on the world, but it's been quite a long time since I had that thing, and I actually tore it out a while back. And it's one of those things that the old pumpkin farm was good, but it could have been better. So that's something that I want to work on today. I want to get a brand new pumpkin farm up and running, and then I'll probably tell you guys a bit of a story about my favorite Halloween memory that I have from growing up. It's kind of an interesting one. If you guys were on the Discord or in a recent live stream that I happened to be a part of on Blue Jay's channel, you've likely already heard this story, but I want to tell it again because it's such a fun story. But let's go ahead and head over to the project site right here next to the Nightmare Before Christmas area where we're going to be building our pumpkin farm. Now, like I said, we do need to extend the city here relatively shortly into this area to kind of fill this plains biome in with some buildings. So I figured the best place for us to put a pumpkin farm will be right here in this area. I think that this is a perfect location because it's easy to get to and it will be loaded most of the time whenever we're working in this area or just traveling through this area. This thing will be loaded. So I think that this is a good spot. What we'll end up doing is taking this path from underneath here, and we'll end up running it down this way, and then we'll have like a street coming somewhere through this area, and then right here, I have plans for another building that we'll cover in a later episode. I've kind of already spoiled this once before on the channel, but if you don't remember, then yeah, this will be a nice little surprise. But let's start making our pumpkin farm. So I went ahead and I cleared out an area. This is a 9x9 area. And I think what I want to do is just use a minecart, a hopper minecart, in order to control this system and pick up all of the items that are dropped from it. So I'm just going to start with some rails and we'll see where we go with this. So my most memorable Halloween story. This is kind of an interesting story, kind of a weird one. But when I was younger, we're talking like early 2000s-ish, I wanted to be a ninja for Halloween. In fact, it was not uncommon for everyone to be a ninja for Halloween. Ninjas were a big thing whenever I was growing up. For whatever reason, I'm assuming probably has something to do with like the Ninja Turtles or something like that. But ninjas were a huge Halloween, I guess, character to be. I don't know why such a general character was so huge, but that is what was the thing. And I need to get a bed over here. Let me go and grab that real quick. Also, this is not going to be a heavily edited episode. This is probably going to be a more of a laid back episode. But let's go ahead and grab this bed and move it over to our little working area over here. By the way, I left Moody Lighting on from the last episode. I don't know if I want to continue to play with Moody Lighting. I know some people like it and then other people's don't. It's just one of those things that I feel like I could get used to it if I constantly played with Moody. But yeah, things like this where it's starting to get dusk time and technically it's not night. It's Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. But anyway, now I can sleep and continue working here. So yeah, anyway, early 2000s, everyone wanted to be a ninja for Halloween, and I was no exception to this. I was, kind of a kid, so I wanted to be a ninja. In fact, I didn't just want to be a ninja, I wanted to be a ninja, and I wanted to use the same weaponry that my favorite Ninja Turtle used, Raphael. So I had myself some sais, but by the way, these are real weapons. For whatever reason, me and my brother both, we actually have like real swords and real sais and real nunchucks and things like that. This will come into play later in the story, but just know that whenever I say that I had sais or my friend had a sword or anything like, I'm not talking about like plastic things. I'm talking about real weaponry. So anyway, I had a set of sais, and I was going to use those as part of my costume for Halloween. And this was pretty good, I'm responsible with, things of that nature. I'm responsible with weaponry and things like that. So this was a non-issue for me. I was responsible enough to use this. Well, my brother, he wasn't going trick-or-treating with us this year. For whatever reason, I guess he was too old or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but he didn't go trick-or-treating with us, and it was just me and my cousin this year. Now, me and my cousin are the exact same age. I think he's 3 or 4 months older than me. I don't know. I'm not doing that math on camera, but we're right about the same age. And me and him decided that we were both going to go as ninjas. I went as like a Raphael style ninja, and he went as Michelangelo, and he wanted nunchucks. So I gave him a set of real nunchucks that he could use to go along with his costume, and I had my set of sais that I use to go along with my costume. And it was really fun. It was a normal Halloween night for the most part, and not anything crazy happening yet. So, normal Halloween night for the most part. Let's get a lever to stop this guy, I think on that block. Now, yeah, we're going to have an issue of it stopping way back there. Is that a huge problem? If I flick this, yeah, because it's not up against a block, that's going to lead to issues. That's not good. Okay, I'll have to rework out this wiring real quick. Hold on. Okay, so I now have this redstone circuit reworked. What I have is a hopper with a comparator coming out of the side of it, going into a torch, going into this bit of redstone dust. What that'll do is if this hopper minecart is unloading, it will stop the minecart until it is completely empty, and then it will turn this thing back on. In order to turn it on and off, I just have a lever on the side of this block. This will control this hopper minecart at all times. So that is absolutely perfect. Now I have all of our dirt back in on top of all of the rails, and I have a waterlogged half slab in the middle for us to hydrate this area without ruining all of our rails underneath. So that will work. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate melons and pumpkins per row. So this row will be melons, and then this row will be pumpkins, and we're going to do that all the way up and down this thing. The reason that we do that is if you have two pumpkins side by side, what will happen is your rates will be decreased, but by alternating the rows like this, it's actually a whole lot more efficient. So we'll do melon, 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 and then pumpkin on this row, and that should be the most efficient way to farm both of these up. So anyway, back to the story. It was a normal Halloween night for the most part. Nothing crazy happened, but there's this one house that is kind of in this neighborhood, and that house, basically every year it's a high school party, basically. It's a bunch of juniors, seniors, stuff like that. And all of the high schoolers, you know, whenever kids come to the door, they like to mess with them. So they will hide in the bushes to scare the kids and other things of that nature. And this was a house that most people avoided, but we actually knew the parents of the high schoolers that were in that house. So we kind of went there because, well, we knew the parents, and then also we knew that the parents gave out good candy. Like they didn't give out the little snack size candy to that you know all the other parents give out and stuff. They gave out full chocolate bars. I'm talking like a full Hershey's bar is what these people were giving out for Halloween. So that was absolutely amazing. That is a stop that you have to make on Halloween night, no matter what. No matter if you're going to get scared by some high schooler, it doesn't matter. You gotta go, right? So normal night, we head toward this house, and we know to expect something. We know that, you know, whenever we open that door, it's going to be somebody with a super scary costume, and they're going to, you know, chase after us or something like that. We know what to expect. You know, we know that every year we have to deal with this exact same house, but then we get, you know, really good candy out of it. So one day, or this day, we walk up to the house, and it's quiet. Very quiet. So we walk up. We can hear like some music going on inside the house, and we're like, okay, well, they're having their normal party like they always do, and we knock on the door. You know what I mean? And then we ring the doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong. And then, all of a sudden, from the bushes behind us, a chainsaw cranks up. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then this guy in this scary mask comes chasing after me and my cousin. And we don't understand because we're like, you know, 8 or something. We're super young. We don't understand that this chainsaw doesn't have a blade on it. So there's nothing that this chainsaw can do to hurt us. It's literally just making noise in order to scare us for the most part. Well, we don't know this, and we take off running, right? And I'm running like a little girl, and then my cousin, he decides that he's going to stand his ground. And he has this pair of nunchucks, and while he has these nunchucks, he whips them over his head at the high schooler, and then smack! Hits him in the jaw and knocks the high schooler out cold. The parents come outside, everybody freaks out because, you know, this kid just got knocked out. And yeah, that was my favorite Halloween story was me and my cousin being scared to death and knocking out a high schooler on kind of accident. We didn't really mean to, but yeah, it happened. It was a thing. And it happened. And yeah, we still got candy that night. So that was great. Okay, so I guess let's talk a little bit about this farm and generally how it's going to work. So basically what we have is an observer facing down on whatever stalk is down here, whether it be melon or pumpkin. Then what this observer is going to do is power these pistons that are alongside of it and push down the pumpkins or the melons, thus breaking them and all of the items being able to be picked up by this hopper minecart. So now all I need to do is take some concrete blocks and some note blocks and put them on the back of all of these. So on top of the observers is going to be concrete blocks, and I think I'll just leave this open to let light through. So concrete blocks on the back of all of these, and then note blocks in between them to pass the signal to the piston. So if we do note blocks like this, and then we remove all of the pumpkins and melons that are down below, what should happen is whenever anything grows, the pistons that are nearest to them, whoops, let's go ahead and remove that. The pistons that are nearest should fire. So let's go ahead and let's reach in and update some of these pistons. So, just like so, you'll see that the pistons are firing down and breaking the blocks as well. Just like so, and there we go. Our system is reset. Now all I need to do is come over here and flick this lever, and all of it should be picked up by the hopper minecart. Absolutely perfect. Now this system is a little bit loud, and that's mostly due to the note blocks that we're using up there. We could use something else, but I think this is fine. In fact, I may even tune these note blocks to where we get, well, I guess because things grow randomly, I guess we won't have anything too, I guess we can't have like an actual song or anything. That would be cool though. That would be cool if we had this play a song, but I don't think that's going to be possible. But as you can tell, this thing is working very, very well already. And we'll go ahead and pick up all of our note blocks out of here as well. But we should fill up with pumpkins and melons pretty quickly. Now, something else that we're going to have here is we're going to be getting more pumpkins than we are melons. And the reason for that is I use the row that are 5 across as the pumpkin rows, and the rows that are melons as the 4 across rows. So theoretically, we should get more pumpkins out of this system than melons, especially since we have to craft melons. So melons, whenever you craft them, let's see, do I have a crafting table over here somewhere, or even some wood? No, I don't. Okay, let's go and grab a crafting table real quick. Basically, it takes 9 melon slices in order to make 1 melon. So that's basically going to be a pumpkin machine. So just like this, all of those melons that I had in my inventory just comes out to 14 full melons, which is fine because this is not supposed to be a melon farm. It's supposed to be mostly a pumpkin farm, which is perfect. So this system should be good to go. I may do a farming guide episode on a system like this if you guys are interested. If not, then we'll just leave it like so. But we do need to take the time here eventually to actually decorate this guy, because right now it's not looking the best. But this is all that I have time for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you enjoyed. I know that it was kind of a quick one, but it did have a story in it that I think that you guys will enjoy. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day. Also, the next video is likely going to be a big one. It's going to be big and important, so I highly recommend you checking it out because, this video is short so that the next video can be long.